guys! Today I will be teaching you the basics of the guitar and showing you how to start playing if you're interested. Now, I started playing guitar about 8 years ago, back in 2012. The cool thing about the guitar is it's one of the easier instruments to learn. It's pretty simple. Once you practice a bit, you can get it down pretty quickly, and I love that about that. So throughout the rest of this speech, I will be going over how to tune the guitar, what the names of the strings are, the fretboards, and then we'll go over some chords and some simple strumming patterns. And then after that, you'll be on your way to learning how to play the guitar. So first things first, we're gonna need to make sure the guitar is in tune. And this is done by the strings and these little nubs up here that are also known as tuners. So each of these tuners are connected to one of the strings. So in order to tune them, what you need is either a handheld tuner or what I like to use is a tuner on my phone. It's just an app that you can download, and you'll just want to hold it close to the guitar. So when you pluck each string, you'll be twisting the tuners until each string hits a certain note. Now, something important you need to know while you're trying to tune is obviously the names of the strings, the notes that you're trying to hit. So that's the next thing we'll go over. So the names of the strings, the first one here that's closest to my face, also the thickest string, is known as the E string. So directly below the E string is the A string, D, G, B, and E again, but this one is the little e. So an acronym I use to remember this is Eat a Darn Good Breakfast, everybody. E, A, D, G, B, little e. So that's just a simple way to remember what each of these strings are. So once you know that, the next thing you need to know is what a fretboard is. So the fretboard is the neck of the guitar right here. And you can see each of these little squares, they are different frets. So we got fret number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Now, when you play different strings or different chords in each of these frets, it will be making different noises. So for example, when we play in the first fret in comparison to the 5th fret, you can tell that it makes a different noise, which is how this guitar is able to play so many different songs and make so many different sounds. Welcome, thankful to the fretboard. So that's a really cool thing about this. Now, a chord on the guitar is how you're going to be able to play the songs. So next thing we'll go over is what a chord is. So there's tons and tons of different chords. Today we're just going to go over the basics, very common, simple chords. The first one we're going to go over is the G chord. Now the G chord is going to be your pointer finger on the A string of the 2nd fret, your middle finger on the G string of the 3rd fret, and your ring finger or your 3rd finger on the little E string of the 3rd fret. So it should look like this and sound like this. So that's your classic G chord. Now next we're going to go over is a C chord. So a C chord looks like your 1st finger on the B string of the 1st fret, your 2nd finger on the D string of the 2nd fret, and your 3rd finger on the A string of the 3rd fret. So again, it should look like this and it should sound like this. So we got a G string and a C string. So those are just classic chords that you can learn and begin playing songs with. Now the last thing we'll be going over today is what you're going to be doing with this right hand over here, your strumming hand. So with strumming, there's millions of opportunities, possibilities that you can choose from. That's the cool thing about learning the guitar and playing songs on your own, is you kind of just get to make it your own style, while also, you know, playing other people's songs if you'd like to do that. So with a strumming hand, like I said, lots of possibilities. One possibility that is one of my favorites, strumming pattern, is this one. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up. So again, that's one of my favorite ones. Now, you can play that a little bit faster, you can play a little bit slower, just depending on the song and what kind of beat you're trying to hit. One thing I do recommend keeping in mind is when you're playing faster songs or slower songs, you want to kind of try to keep that beat with whatever strumming pattern you choose to play it with. So just to kind of keep the same feeling for the song, the same, like, you know, tone and vibe and beat for it. So That's what I recommend whenever you choose a strumming pattern for certain songs. Now, to conclude, learning the guitar just requires memorizing the tuning, the strings, and the frets, and then just practicing the rest, so the chords and the strumming. Playing the guitar and learning how to practice and have fun with it just opens up a world of opportunity. You get to learn to play other people's songs, you get to learn to write your own, and it's just, for me, it's a form of therapy. So I'm happy to be able to share it, and hopefully you learn something from this and maybe get on your own guitar and learn how to play a few songs yourself. So the last thing I'll leave you with is a quote from Aristotle, and he said, "For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we learn by doing them." Aristotle. So all it takes is starting.